I'm so excited to continue the legacy of CAC at Halton High School, to really get close with my counselors and to develop strong relationships with my students.
So this year I'm really looking forward to having those awesome interactions with my students and building a firm, solid relationship with them.
Okay, so I'm so excited to finally be at Brewer High School and get to know all my students and just have that Brewer Bear spirit that I know that everyone has.
So I had a student who came to the Go Center every day. We all have one of those. And she was like all about TCU, wanted to do community scholars so bad. She made it as a finalist and then didn't end up getting it, but she worked really hard on scholarships and she had a really good backup plan, and it ended up that she got a full ride through all of her scholarships to UNT. So it wasn't her first choice, but it all worked out in the end. So I think that's like a big example that I'll use for students is like, even if it doesn't work out, if you work hard, you can get college paid for.
So I have a fun story about two of my students had actually met in the Go Center, and so long story short, they decided to start dating, and they both told me that it was my fault that they started dating. So that's kind of a fun thing that sometimes happens at schools.
One of my favorite stories as a college advisor was at the very end of the year at Paschal. I was closing at the Go Center, and one of my favorite students, Gabe Rios, came to me. He handed me a sloppily folded, torn out piece of paper from his binder with some scratch writing on it. He pulled out a bag of candy from his backpack and another little card from his parents. And he said, "I can't be here when you read these things, but thank you." And he left really quickly. And I opened the piece of paper, and it was a thank you note saying that he would not have applied to college or even thought it was possible if it hadn't been for our talks. And he said that he was never able to really relate to anyone on campus that was in an advisor or counselor position, and that basically that I had made such a difference. And up until that point, I really hadn't known that I had made a difference in his life in particular, and it was an amazing feeling to know that I had and that I was able to help him so much. And so it's one of my favorite stories.
Hi. Wait, do I need to introduce myself, or I'm just answering the question?
You just answer the
Okay,
question.
sorry, go ahead.
You're fine, you're fine.
Look at the camera?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need you to back up, thank you. Are you ready?
Yeah.